What is up, everybody? It is your boy Robbie Dagger. Welcome back to another episode of Mobius Final Fantasy. And I'm so happy to have you here with me. Thank you for joining me. First of all, thank you very much for being here with me. And this episode is going to be a very special episode because if you want to get into the nitty gritty, you can check the description of the video, but basically it's thanks to a donator. And basically the request was, can tank really be any good? Can defender really be any good without provoke? And of course the answer is yes, but I'm going to show it to him. And this is going to be a two-parter because I'll also show you one of the other setups I came across, which is really just like trying to do as much damage as you possibly can. So let's get into it. Let's try them both out and see which ones we like. As always, I mean not as always, but a new thing I want to start is if anybody from the chat wants to join in and play, you definitely totally can. And I'll reserve you a spot in the party. And, if nobody wants to play, that's also cool. And, we'll just do pickup groups, and I'll show you all how that works. So we're looking for the Ring of Braves. And there it is. We're going on in. Jumping in here. These Final Fantasy load times. Alright, so let's talk to this chick. The Azor Witch. I usually do form my own party. Before we jump in here, let's start looking at the deck and let me explain this deck a little bit before we jump in here. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, the decks. So here's what I'm going with for my kind of free-to-play setup without Berserk. I mean, not without Berserk. The setup without provoke. And you really don't need provoke, guys, and I'm gonna try to show you that in this, in this video. What I'm going with here is Berserk instead of provoke. And Berserk is pretty risky because it basically makes it so you take like double damage, or at least 50% more damage. And that's not something you want to have. But as a tank, you have tons of HP and tons of defense as it is, so why not use Berserk and increase your damage and try to provoke that way instead. I went with the Animaru here because just in case you're coming into the game at a different time when you couldn't get your Masamune X, which I do prefer for all tanks. If you're coming in at a different time, then I say go with your Animaru X. It's gonna give you your ultimate charger 2+%, which is great when you're swiping, tapping your enemies, and it's gonna give you advanced heal drive +4%, which is gonna be nice when you're healing your party. It's also got really high attack power, and that's kind of what you want to go for. You might as well. And so this card, I'm skipping over Ice Sword for just a second. We're going with Inferno, which is going to give us, it's a 3+ card, which isn't that great, but it adds Deep Brave, which lowers attack. That's going to be really good against Ultima, just to give her that status effect. And that's important for a tank. It's pretty nice to be able to, debuff the enemy's attack power because it's going to help with your team, like keeping your team alive, basically making it a really smooth fight. And then I went with Hekana Cheer, however you say that. But what this does is add D barrier, and it's a 4-star, so it's not really like high leveled up. And that's really just what I'm going with here. MNA says, yo, what's up, buddy? Happy to have you. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Freaking... Yeah, so I just went with these cards here. And you know, D-Barrier for several turns is nice. It adds a tiny little bit of break power. You know. So, let's try this deck. Let's see if this deck is any good here. We're already here in multiplayer. So we're going to jump in. And we'll be forming a party. And unless anybody wants in, we'll be doing... Oh my goodness! Check this out, guys. The tables have flipped. Tables have totally flipped. And we are fighting Ifrit. Oh, there's a notice. So let's check it out. I guess this isn't it. Got our brilliant tag, that's for sure. M&A says, did you check the notice? But I'm not noticing anything new yet. Maybe I don't have it yet. I have no idea though. But anyways, so we can pretty much still go with this since it's a fire boss. Ooh, it's gonna be a Scorpion Tower. We're gonna be checking that out. We may check that out right after this. But yeah, let's just go for it. Let's go for it. The same principle should still work with this deck. So, this is still a good free-to-play deck on a tank without having to use, you know, provoke. So let's try it out. M&A says the new Scorpion Tower notice is up. I cannot wait to see it. Cannot wait to check that out. That's going to be fun. So as always, you know, we check out what's going on here. Oh, and that is an amazing card in the hands of a breaker. Truly it is. You gotta say hello. Don't be a jerk, guys. Stamp of approval. Let's do it. We're going in, y'all. So now that Ifrit's out, there's a lot more freedom with what we can do with our tanks. So, I'm going to show y'all how you can kind of make it so that your team is going to be taking less damage. First of all, we're going to Inferno the boss, which is kind of silly, but it's worth it. And then we'll save that D barrier. Drive a little fire, baby. And it is a shame that we don't have any light abilities right now because they would be great. We can change some things up. So the assassin broke like a madman, and we did our duty. We added the brave to the enemy, lowering his attack power for that turn and what is it? 2 turns? That's something. That's something. We'll use Ice Sword. Drive all those hearts. Or that that light. Oh wait, used Ice Sword on the wrong enemy. Gotta pay attention to that kind of thing, guys. That's a little sloppy, but we're gonna make that work. Aw, yeah. And we're gonna have to dry fire in the next turn. We'll target A and we'll Ice Sword. Notice we also berserked. And those pesky light orbs are getting in the way. It's a shame. Oh yeah. Good amount of attacks coming out of the enemy there. Or coming out of our teammates. Sorry about that. Tons of damage coming out of those auto attacks from our breaker. And kinda crappy damage coming out of that Ice Sword. From me, my Paladin here. Kinda surprised. But, you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And we'll do some auto attacks. We'll get those for the team. I still do like to be, you know, fourth or third or fourth, no matter what, as my tank, just in case. Just in case your teammates use some abilities, you'll be getting some orbs back for them. And that's pretty big. And I'm noticing here I'm going to be needing to dry fire in this turn. Our team is going to be taking full damage. Angel Crisis say, hey, quick question. Go ahead, buddy. You're always welcome to ask questions, as always. Aw, and he got all his break power back, getting his ult like that. So we're going to go for a D barrier now, and we might as well Inferno. Oh wait, no. With the rest of that, we're going to have to drive, of course. And we'll Ice Sword a few times. Do a couple auto attacks. Oh yeah. Angel Crisis says he has 2 accounts running 1-star multiplayer with the second account. First account to unlock extra skills for Prompto. Ooh, we got our ult here in this battle. And the enemy's almost finished. This should be it. And I'm missing the clicks tonight. Welcome to the late night show with Robbie Dagger, by the way. Oh yeah, and that's how it's done, baby. That's how it's done. So that's one way to do it. Remember, all that's really important when you're playing your tank is that you're driving those fire orbs, or, you know, driving whatever the party's really going to need for defense. Just make sure everybody's got that up, and you're golden. And now, let's try a different deck. Oops. So this deck I want to try was another one of the ones I kind of came across a lot. And it was like using all heart cards and going with your Masamune X. So Masamune X, of course, gives you life draw plus 30, which is pretty nice. Also gives you Reunion plus 20%, which, if you don't know, Reunion gives you your orbs that you just used back as prismatic orbs 25% of the time. Or 20% of the time, I'm sorry. Which is pretty nice, getting your orbs back as prismatics. So, we're going to be going with just like, basically the best cards we can for damage. Not trying to go for a specific element. I could honestly switch out one of these cards for a water poo poo. And let me show you why. This is a little PSA in case you don't know. Of course I don't have it unlocked. This is a shame, but check this out, guys. Enhance water, which will enhance the effects of water abilities for 3 turns. And guess what the next extra skill is? It's also enhance water, which enhances the effects of water abilities for 3 turns. So, pretty sure that this stacks. So you want this unlocked, because for 3 turns after you use your water poo poo, you're doing some nasty damage. So Angel Crisis says, I run out of MP for about 25 minutes. Do you think it'll be worth it to unlock extra skills? It probably is. It's totally hard to play 2 accounts, though. How do you do it, brother? How do you do it? It's hard. It's hard enough to play 1. But man, props to you, for sure. And good luck to you. So, and then, now we could go with Scholar, I believe. We could also go with Scholar, if we wanted to. Yeah, Scholar is perfect for this. I don't want to be like building a whole new job. I mean, I'm just pointing that out so you can use different jobs if you wanted to. But let's go with this. This job will be perfect for fighting Ifrit, or these cards. If you have something that will do more damage, or can do like just way better damage, then I would say use that instead of something like Ixion. But it's like kind of my only 5-star warrior card, so it's what I'm gonna go with. It's got decent attack power on it, 540, but it's got nasty break power on it, 900, and most importantly, it surpasses the damage limit break. It's got the extra skill, so that's what's important here. And of course I'm going with Berserk again, and let me show you the power of a maxed out Berserk. I don't have it yet, so shame on me, but it's a work in progress. But at the end of this extra skills list, you get Attack Ignition, which increases attack power for the next attack or ultimate by 50%. Now this is going to be nasty when you're talking about getting high scores, or when you're about to do your ultimate. And then this great ability Ignition, you may have seen this before. It's going to increase magic power but for the next ability by 25%. So your next ability is going to have 25% more damage, basically. Because that's the way abilities work for some reason. They use your magic power. So, and of course, why not use Aerith? Let's just go for it. And one reason I went with Knights of the Round was because it uses Boost. And that's going to increase your break power, and the break power on this job is just like sickly low. So 308 is pretty horrible. So it's just something to help out the whole party. And then Ixion, of course, lowers critical resist, so that's going to increase your party's damage as well. And that, of course, is an AoE. So this is kind of like what I found a lot when I was looking at tank builds, online. So this isn't the exact setup, but it would be something like this. This would be like some kind of, maybe this would be boost. You could have attack power up and boost here, break power up, and then debuff cards if you wanted to. One problem I definitely have with this build is it doesn't use something that has the brave, which would lower Ifrit's attack power, and that's kind of just on. We'll see how much that matters in this battle here. I mean, I personally like a smooth battle, but you know, I guess a lot of other people like adventure, so we're going on in. Again, we got the same setup here. And now's the time to use elixirs because you get like double's worth. So I actually spent about 1,000 magicite on some, and I don't really regret it because just of how much they're worth right now. That's a good build there. That man, if you can get your hands on that Luna Freya card, that's bae. Luna Freya, because she can give you resistance to like anything. And of course we got our White Mage paper cut here. Very good cards. White Mage is a beast in this game. A straight beast. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Oh, we got Lotus Moon in the house. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. I love your stuff personally. He says, hey Robbie, nice to see more YouTubers covering Mobius. Good stuff. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. And freaking welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I'm super happy to have you here. If I sound a little slurred, it's because it's the late night show. And welcome everybody to it. So let's check out Ifrit. So the goal of this setup is kind of just to try to do as much damage as we can with our defender here. So I'm going to try really hard to pay attention to the damage that we're able to do. And I'd really like to save up those prismatics, but it's not going to happen. And why not just use Punishing Ice on the first go? There's no reason not to. Whoa, not sure what that last move was. Breaker's going last here, which is never a bad idea. So overall, it's a very good party setup, very good. We got Ray of Light here. Our soldier first class. Doing some pretty good damage here. And then our assassin showing off here. Destroying that break bar. And the team takes a ton of damage there. We're gonna need to get rid of all this stuff. All this ice here. We gotta make room for hearts. We need our hearts. We're gonna need to help heal this party, obviously. And you know, we don't even have the setup we want, really. Really, what we wanted to do was get our Aerith card going, man. That would have set up a chain reaction. A chain reaction. That would have been amazing. Man, I wish that would have happened, but you know, you gotta take what you can get. Sometimes we'll just go with Ultimate Boon, and let's keep punishing Ifrit here. Lotus Moon says, yeah, man, thanks for the shout out. Glad you're a fan. Heck yeah, dude. I totally am. I love, man, the Mobius community is small, but it's growing on YouTube. So, I hope everybody's getting involved. Make sure you thumbs up like every freaking Mobius video you come across so that YouTube can put it up front for more gamers, so more gamers can see how cool it is, man. I giggle, but it's the truth, man. It's how I feel about it. So happy to have you here, for sure. All of you, for reals. And we'll go with Berserk. Why not? Oh, don't tell me that's not going to revive him. What happened? The Dunspell used Love You, and it didn't seem to revive him. Not sure what happened there. A great attack by Ray of Light. Oh man, had to use a Phoenix down. A shame. So notice the battle was nowhere near as smooth when I didn't... When, you know, you don't have like the heart capacity to help heal the party. Nowhere near as smooth. And we've got to throw a heal out at this point. We also got to get rid of all those light orbs. Those are just taking too much space. Way too much space here. MNA says that stamp was only for the new light and dark Sicarius. That is a shame. I wish that would have lasted forever. That would have been the coolest thing ever. Come on, Square Enix. I know somebody's listening. Bring that back forever. You know, we'll all be happy about it. Oh my goodness. A Hellfire wiped us. It's a shame. See, I don't know if it had something to do with this build, but I just don't like this build as much, y'all. Y'all can let me know in the chat and in the comments if it had something to do with this build. I really feel like, I don't know, it's just a selfish build. It makes you use up your hearts on yourself, where you really, it really is more helpful to use some of those hearts on your party. And of course, I could have been less greedy, which I probably should have been. So that's probably more my bad than the build's bad. But if we would have got that Eric to go off, it would have been different. But let's try to wipe. Let's see how much damage we end up doing with just what we've got now, which isn't much. All we've got is Berserk going for us, and that's it. Hopefully we can do enough damage on this boss to, you know, probably murder it this turn, but it doesn't look that's gonna happen. And we're not doing that much damage, honestly. Looks like 28,000 for that last hit, and about 40,000 for those other hits, so... Truthfully, I don't know. I don't know about this build. Again, I don't have the setup, the proper things going, but I'm gonna revive that guy. We need our breaker. We're not gonna be able to do this without him. And then I'll make sure after he's revived, dry fire. That's very important too, because if I would have drove fire then revived him, he wouldn't have got the fire defense. So very, very important. But he's probably AFK at this point. And you know, sometimes the 3-star battles go this way, and there's just not much you can do about it. You just gotta take it in stride, you know? Do your best at all times. That's all you can do. That's all anybody can do. And I'm not sure what's going on here, but our party is getting destroyed. But you know, that happens sometimes. Seems like the healer wasn't getting enough hearts to use his abilities. Oh man, this, well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do here. And the whole party is dead. Let me see how much just damage I can do with one punishing ice. Dry fire for some defense. I'm most likely a goner as well. This might be a wipe, which would be a shame. That did about 2,000 damage. Wow. I am getting hurt here, guys. Looks like the breaker's back. He's using his ult, which means that break bar is finished. That is usually the case with breakers. Except sometimes the dragoons, sometimes they don't, you know. Sometimes their ultimate just doesn't break the whole break bar for some reason. Even if it is red. I've seen that happen before. But everybody's back up to finish the battle, which is nice to see. So let's see if we can do this right. Just as I thought, that break bar was finished. We'll go ahead, ultimate boon, punishing ice. We'll see how much damage it can do. No, we won't get a chance, actually. We really won't get a chance. So, you know, this battle didn't go as well. I think it had more to do with, you know, the amount of hearts that the healer was getting versus the amount of hearts that I was trying to get for, you know, using and, you know, I'll give this build one more shot just for poops and gigs. Just because. So we are going in one more time. Pick up grouping. Let's see how it goes. I'm excited. I'm hopeful. Oops. We should not do that. Don't start the battle, a 3-star battle by yourself. You'll probably die. We got ourselves a black mage here. Some pretty decent cards there. Things are always a lot more exciting when you got a red mage with you. And looks like a decent breaker there. Healer was like, nope, I'm out. You just gotta do what you gotta do. And I recommend making your own party. much as possible just to get the feel for it, because this is a lot of fun and it's the best way to like get used to knowing when a party is going to do well or not. And you just be patient. It's like fishing. And you better say hello when people say hello, y'all, because it is rude to not. So, you know, that's my PSA for the day. Say hello to people. People are nice in this game. The community rules in this game. That's why we're all playing together. It's all about making each other stronger. Beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody's looking good. They get the stamp of approval, and we move in on Ifrit. Alright, so the mistake we made in that last battle was just not being helpful enough to our party. So in this turn, in this attempt, let's go for the same kind of thing. But this time, let's try to help the party a little more if we can. This time we'll ultimate boon first, then we'll dry fire, and then we'll punishing ice. We went a little early, but that's okay because we're gonna do hopefully some decent break damage. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, yeah, that was really good on the Guardian A and Guardian B. It really took down the whole break bar, which is kind of nice. And gave, break defense down. So awesome. Would have been nice to have taken that Ifrit punch for him with the provoke, but sometimes you just can't. That's why I like to bring at least D brave. I'm gonna need to drive away some of these orbs. Do some attacks here. Do some auto attacks to build back our teammates, orbs back up. And of course Guardian B develops wall, but it is easily taken down by our freaking black mage here. Doing some great damage. Driving for the party. Always helpful. Oh, and we lost Fenric. So you might see why I don't love this build as a tank as much. You're just so much less helpful to the party. Just not bringing D brave. Like you could probably make this work. Switch out one of these cards for D brave, and at least you're bringing that to the party. But it is a big deal as a tank. I feel like you should bring D brave. You should be the one, because you're responsible for mitigating damage as a tank. That's why I feel like D brave is so important. And we will get to see the tank at its full power. With all the OP buffs, we'll see how strong it really can get. And we'll see if we're disappointed or not. This will be interesting to see. I haven't seen this at all. I haven't done any of these tests. That's why this is so exciting. And we lost another party member there. Never good. Never good. And I could use all these orbs to heal at this point, but it's too late for those party members. So then let's see. We have all the buffs up. Let's see how much damage we can do with Punishing Ice here. On Guardian A. Everybody pay close attention. 40,000, 49,000, 73,000, that's what I saw. So not even really breaking into triple digits. So I don't know about this, y'all. I really don't know. I'm actually surprised that that's the way it is. Really gonna need to drive fire, unfortunately. Another battle kinda gone awry. Thanks to the selfish deck. Now, I'm not sure if I really blame the deck. I think it would be a lot better with a Deep Brave card in there. Some kind of Deep Braviga or something. If you've got it. Poor dead teammates. And you should definitely not go into a, just as another little PSA, don't go into a 3-star match without a couple of Phoenix Downs to be able to revive yourself, because you might die. Which is just unfortunate, but it happens. And we'll see what we can do with just the healer and the tank here. Wow. You know, half the break bar, at least. Healer and the tank doing just fine. Again, I have like every buff possible right now. We'll make the most of it. We'll see how it works out. I mean, it's not going terrible. It's not the worst battle I've ever been a part of. I mean, me and Holix, we're holding it down here. I'm gonna pass a little heal on to Holix there. I'll also drive fire because that's gonna just need to happen. And it's probably gonna take us forever to break this thing and kill it. Looks like Fenric and King Neptune both bailed. So we should be getting AI versions very soon. There we go. At least pass on another little heal for our teammate. Oh, and that heal was decent. That did like 1200. Wow. Jeez, that was really good. Do some auto attacks. Hopefully break that bar. We gotta break that bar now. Wonder how long it takes for them to turn into AI. Do a couple more little auto attacks. Hopefully break that bar down a little more. Actually, maybe throw another little heal in there, huh? Let's do it. And the healer throws some haste up, which is pretty nice. And we're back to full health again for one turn before Ifrit beats the crap out of us. At least he's not ulting, because that would suck even worse. Really wondering what's going on with the AI and these dudes bailing. I'm not sure what the heck is up with that. I think we have to revive them. I think that's the deal. Let me try it. It's because I don't want this to take forever. Yeah, there we go. Oh, what? We lost Holix? That is some garbage. Holix has been a trooper. Not happy about this. Let's risk King Neptune tune. We might as well. Oh, I think Holix might have done it before I got there. Kinda looked like it. So let's see what happens here. This is one of those long battles where you just gotta, grit your teeth and finish it. Finish what you started. It's important. Don't just bail like these clowns. Unfortunately, we've got tons of these lights. We gotta dry fire for the party, so we're doing that this turn. We'll see how much damage the party can do here. That was some pretty good damage there with the ult. Pretty decent damage with the elemental, Sicarius moves there. Well, we got the enemy pretty low, but looks like we might take some crap. And I'll make sure the party's healed up. We'll see what happens here. Oh shoot, yeah, I need to hit action lock, don't I? Very nice that the AI kind of does exactly what you need it to do when you're playing, so don't hesitate to try some battles with just the AI, guys. It's very fun to do too. Let's see if I can do any kind of damage to that break bar. Well, it was already kind of damaged, so that's pretty nice. Oh man, almost broke this fool. Oh, how can that be? I just don't even understand. It's insanity. So, I'll probably go back through these videos at some point and analyze them and really kind of post a comment as to what really went wrong. But we got through it, and that's what's important. And we got our claws. So I definitely had a lot better luck when I was using some form of D-Brave. So I would definitely recommend it. Use some kind of D-Brave, guys. Salamander is like a card that will cost you 9 ability tickets to buy it maxed out. Maxed out, completely maxed out. 6 over 6 levels wise. It's got 350 attack power, 100 break power, and it's not going to hit over 9999, but it's pretty decent because it does add new brave, and that is pretty nice because it lowers attack power, and if it hits hard as heck. So you're gonna want something as a tank. You're the one who needs to focus on that. Focus on mitigating the damage from the boss to your party. So that's why I say bring some form of D-Brave. So it's not that deck was a failure at all by any means. I would say probably take out Ultimate Boon, which is a shame, but take it out and put some form of D-Brave in there. If you've got the Dread Moogle, and you can use D-Bariga, or see, there's the ice one too. Dread Moogle Water can use D-Braviga, that's the one you want. That'll lower all enemies' attack power for several turns, and that's going to help you out. So, definitely, consider this guide, just one part of, the grand scheme of things, what you can do as a paladin. In my opinion, though, it's not really worth it to do kind of like an attack power build, I guess, but I'll keep playing with it, and if something comes up, I'll show y'all, but I don't really think anything's gonna come up, honestly. But I'll definitely keep playing with it. We'll see how much damage this class can really do. Of course, if I had a card that was like more geared for attack power, I definitely probably could have hit into the triple digits, maybe like 100,000 for a hit or two. But again, it just takes a lot, and this many heart cards are just never a good idea in a multiplayer match. So, let me know what y'all thinking in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Thank you everybody who was in the stream, who was here to watch. It's freaking you. Before this gets too long, looks like we're getting close to an hour. So, let's get out of here. Let's everybody have a good night. I'm freaking happy that you came along to join me on this journey through the Defender, and this won't be the last look. We'll take more looks at the Defender, more looks at some decks, more different ideas, and more ways you can be an awesome warrior of light. So thank you for joining. Again, this has been an episode of Mobius Final Fantasy with your boy Robbie Dagger. I wish you well. I hope you have a really good night, and I will catch you later.